Hey, good morning, KJ. Good morning. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. Let's get ready for this report this morning. I got a one-day pass set up on the E-mini, on the ES S&P 500. Before the report comes out, I just want to mention that this broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. Okay. So what I've got here ready to go is I'm going to try a one-day pass on the E-mini. And I've got a couple other versions of my trade copier set up. What I'm going to focus on are the ones that I've been doing the best on. I have let's see here on this copier. I have our Signal B AI drone. I have that as my leader account, and I've got about 4 accounts following it. That's the Signal B drone. And I also have a Signal A drone. And depending on the setup and the market conditions, we're going to get a couple entries on these Apex accounts. If you had a live account, you could certainly trade a live account as well. For today, I'm going to be trading these Apex accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enable my E-mini. With the news report coming out, it kind of lends well to the one-day pass, where we're looking for a one and done. So I'm going to turn this one on for the ES. Hey, good morning, Thomas. Thanks for joining me bright and early this morning. I was up watching the debate last night. Excuse me. It's about 8:28. Let's pull up the Forex Factory. Core PCE price index. When we get these red flag news reports, I really don't look to trade through those reports unless it's a one-day pass. If it's a one-day pass, those type of conditions lend well to that type of strategy. But for our consistency, if we want to maintain our accounts, if I want to maintain my account, I normally stand aside for these news reports on Forex Factory that have these red flags, these red high impact expected, which means that there could be some major volatility, which could lead to either making or breaking your account very quickly. Rao says it's the perfect time. For the one-day pass, it is the perfect time, and we got it set to go. We're going to do an ODP on the ES, and I've got it right here on the top left. The one-day pass, if today's your first day joining us, the one-day pass is a template that's designed to pass the prop trading evaluations in one trade very quickly. And we normally trade the max number of contracts for the minimal amount of ticks that we need in order to accomplish our goal. Well, that was fast. I'm actually still in the trade on my Apex account, it looks like. Maybe not. It was 17. See if I could. Yeah, I'm still in the trade, it looks like. This one didn't go as expected, obviously. I'm in a short position. Let's see what happens here. Let me see if I can get this back. My account is, I'm in this trade minus 1500, minus 1400. It's not over till the proverbial fat lady sings. So, let's see. Maybe it'll drop now. I'm still alive and kicking. There we go. Starting to go our way now. One more push down. I think I'm going to close it. Yeah. So it wound up doing pretty well. We did make $885 on that trade, and somehow it didn't blow my account. Yeah, looks good. So we got 925, but after commissions, 885. So let's keep an eye on our 30 range. I probably could have hung in there maybe, but that's okay. We got pretty decent volume here pre-market, and it looks like we're setting up for a short trade on the Nasdaq. I know Rav loves to trade gold, so I'll open up the gold chart as well. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining us. It looks like I got an error on the Russell. The one-day pass, it passed my price. We're placed a market order. Okay. Bring up the crude oil chart for just a moment. Crude oil this time of morning sometimes will give us some really nice trades. Chart, Russell, Nasdaq, there's black gold. Okay. Let's take a look and see what happened overnight. We did get this long wick. When that report came out, you could see the wick. Somehow I didn't get a fill and I didn't get stopped out. I'll consider myself blessed. That is a true coin toss right there. Okay, let's see what happened overnight. It was kind of flat overnight. Kind of flat. A little bit of an up. Market went up just a little bit. Crude oil is setting up for a nice signal A short. Let's see if our black gold strategy gets into this one. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the AI Auto Trader. We're simultaneously trading all of the index equity futures along with crude oil and gold. And when the strategies are enabled, the system will execute and manage the trade on your behalf. We just got into a short position on crude. And crude with these big swings up and down, the volatility, we've been getting some really great entries. And I started running the strategies pre-market. And you could see my leaderboard here. These are the strategies that pre-market are like these market conditions. They got themselves into a couple of winning trades this morning.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
We started a little bit early this morning. Normally wait till about 9:30. This morning we had that news report, so we started an hour early. And I want to wish everybody a happy Friday. Good morning. And we're going to try to get ourselves a nice trade here. Hopefully a one and done. This afternoon, after the trading session, about 1 o'clock, we're going to do a webinar. And if you'd like to learn more and get more details about the AI Auto Trader, today would be a great time at 1 p.m. Eastern. Hey, good morning. There's Charles. Good morning, Charles. It must be the middle of the night where you're at. Happy Friday. I want to put a registration link in the chat box. If you'd like to join me today at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be explaining a little more in depth about our one-day pass templates. The ODP, we like to call them. ODP, one-day pass. And it kind of eliminates all the blood, sweat, and tears that go into passing these evaluations. Right now, Apex has the 80% sale going on. Also for, I think it's the 150, the 250, those bigger accounts are also on sale. I think they're $40 right now. And you can get a PA account if you pass those evaluations for $85. The volume is still kind of low, and so we're just going to sit on our hands here until we get something really juicy. A signal B, you see my Laguerre locked in my 30 range chart. It's locked down. Momentum is headed to the downside. Our signal A jumped in right where this cross is, and the system can also be traded on a discretionary basis. If you see those crosses come in, that's a confluence signal. It's looking at a number of different indicators that are lining up. And you could see on that occasion it was really a beautiful signal. That should be our signal B did jump in. I'm surprised the signal A didn't, because that's a signal A entry with the Laguerre. In the Laguerre oscillator, the RSI line broke down through the 80% line, through the cross, and that's signaling us that the signal A strategy is firing off a trade. There goes the signal B. The signal B should be in this trade. And it is. Well, it looks like the S&P just broke below the VWAP. On the top left is the ES chart, and that pink dotted line on my chart is the VWAP. No, Thomas, I haven't done a reset in a while, actually. Look at this. Beautiful trade. This signal B has been really a red-hot strategy this week, and the last few weeks, actually. Never seems to be a straight ride down, very rarely, but we have a 50-tick trailer, so we give it some room and hope that it hits our profit window. Our profit window is another feature of our trade management strategy. If this trade comes within 15 or 20 ticks of my profit target, it's going to squeeze my stop. It's no longer going to be trailing by 50 ticks. It's going to be trailing by 20 ticks, or whatever the value of my profit window is. So we really have some great trade management features with this system, with trailing stops, profit window. There's an old saying, I'll call it a jerk. Don't be a jerk over a tick. You know, that comes from being within a few ticks of your profit target and not locking in those profits and having it come all the way back and poke you in the eye. So the signal B got a nice trade, $300 winner. You can see I do have a coupon code up. I'm embarrassed. It still says 90%. Let me try to fix that real quick. Let me see. Well, actually, it'll lose my chart. So it says 90%. It's wrong. It's an 80% discount. The CL one-day pass is in the same position right here. Let's take a look at the CL one-day pass. This has been a really successful strategy. Here's the ODP on crude oil. Let's see if we can get it a little bigger. So we're in this trade here on crude on our $50,000 evaluation customized template. The ODP on crude. And I'm going to show you historically in the month of June. pull this over. Let's see if we can get this one to ride on down to the promised land.
Order submitted.
June 28th. If you're just joining me, good morning. It's a blessed Friday morning. Beautiful summer day down here in South Florida. I'm hoping to take a nice fishing trip Sunday. Let's take a look at the one-day pass on crude. Here we go. These are the numbers. Statistically, what the data shows. The percent profitable trades on this is about 47%, just under 47%. This is for the month of June. So statistically, if you take two trades on this strategy, one of the two, just under one of the two, will be a winning trade. And if we look at the analysis, let's break it down by the half hour of the day. You can see statistically those numbers increase exponentially between 8:30 and 9. So we're just so happen to be trading it between 8:30 and 9. We're giving it our best shot.
Order submitted.
Stay out of the hurricanes. I'm trying to stay out of them, Thomas. They just keep coming at us here. You know, it's like California. They got the earthquakes. And I always say, why do those crazy people in California live there? And I'm right in the middle of the hurricane path. We're taking a little heat here on our one-day pass. We got a very tight stop on these crude oil trades. Going over the data, we found that our winning trades take very little heat. They normally go right in our direction if they're going to become profitable. Let's see if we can get this roll. Bounced right off the 15. Old Charles is moving and shaking this morning. Here we go. Let's get this one. Marcia, good morning. You can see it came right up and kissed my stop. Kiss me good morning. Now it's headed on down. ODP. We're in it, Rao. We're in it to win it. Let's do it. And I'm going to break down in today's webinar. I'm going to put the link in just a second. I just wanted to see this trade. But I'm going to break down the percentages of each one of these one-day passes. The astronomer was asking about the $250,000 account, and I did take some time and I put together 3 templates for a $50,000 account. If I remember correctly, you could trade 27 contracts.
Order submitted.
27 contracts. So each tick trading 27 contracts on the NASDAQ is $135. So in order to reach the profit goal, which I think was 15,000, 16,000, I think it was like 120 ticks. But anyway, I forget the exact numbers, but I did put together a one-day pass for a $250,000 account. We also have a strategy that trades 5 contracts, which would take a couple of trades, but they're a little easier to hit. And then I have a really great strategy for a $250,000 account on really one of our, I think it's our best strategy. It's this 30 range signal A and B on the NASDAQ that trades 2 contracts for a PA account to put some consistency in there. We got to conform to the consistency rules in order to get the payouts. So that one trades 2 contracts, and it looks to make, consistently a couple thousand a day or 1,000 a day, which isn't too shabby. Sergio, we're going to be releasing, hopefully today, a little update to our code for some of our members, for all of our members actually. That's a great thing about coming aboard with Right Line Trading. This AI Auto Trader, we're spending a lot of time and resources every single week to optimize and improve the system. We've kind of made the entries a lot more favorable. Momentum is really a key to getting into these trades. And when a bar closes to the downside, if we're going to take a short trade, we only want to enter if the bar is closing to the downside, and vice versa on a long trade. So we want to get into with that momentum pushing us to our profit target. Every Friday afternoon we put into our Discord chat group the top 5 strategies of the week. And really it's pretty consistent, the top 5. Rarely do we have a surprise, but it does happen. But we also put in any changes. We optimize these strategy templates on a weekly basis. We spend hours every Friday, usually till 6, 7 o'clock at night. And then we share it with our members so we can prepare for the following week. Good morning, Isaiah. Yes. Good to see you, sir. I've been talking to Isaiah. I love a good, strong biblical name. And Isaiah, welcome. Good to see you in the room. We're just watching to see how this one-day pass comes. We started a little early this morning. We had the report come out, the news report. It was the core PCE. I'm going to ask David Wise to decipher it for me, what the ramifications are for the market open. This trade on crude is kind of blowing in the wind here. Very low volume. You can see at the bottom right of my chart, there's only about 25, 22 right now, 37. It did stop us out. No follow through. Very low volume on crude right now. No follow through. But we are right back in our most exciting strategy, which is our haymaker. Let me see if I could find that chart that I was working with in Q. The prime time, that's the one I'm looking for right now. That prime time is running up the score. It's the NASDAQ that runs on the 8 Unirenko. Here it is. Let's take a look. This is the prime time chart. And prime time right now is up in a big way. When I see my stop that far down, what I like to do is right-click my stop, and I attach it to my modified fast. My modified fast is not on the chart, so I would need to put that indicator on this chart. So if I right-click, select indicators, and I'm going to drop in my modified fast, and then I'm going to right-click the flag on my stop and select Attach to Indicators. And now I'll be able to add it to my modified fast. So now I have a momentum-based trailing stop. That's a lot tighter. So if I want to make $200 or $300 a day, and I see my P&L is where my profit goal is, and I want to squeeze my stop, I can attach it right to my 15 moving average, and now I have a momentum-based trailing stop that will lock in these profits that I've gained. So once I attach it to that modified fast indicator, all of the discretion is gone. It's a momentum-based trailer. And there's no guessing game. When should I get out? How far back should I let it come? Just before 9 o'clock. Let me look to get the link for today's webinar in the chat box. Okay. Prime time up 1590 this morning. Pre-market. Still in the 30 range. 30 range went into a area of, looks like a zone of consolidation is what I like to call it. Those sideways candles. And David Wise, that he looks for those. So he calls those the volatility zone. And he has a scanner that scans for those and the break out of it. What it does is it builds up volatility going sideways. And once a lot of pressure, either buying or selling pressure, builds up, You get big breaks right out of these areas of consolidation. A burst of volatility is what he calls it. Okay, here it is.
Order submitted.
Looks like our cash register's in. The cash register is our ES. It's early. The cash register is our ES on the 5-minute chart at the top left. And we were saying earlier how it broke below the VWAP. I'm a little gun shy on this low volume. I've got to put this link first on a notepad. Sorry about that. Today's webinar is at 1 p.m. Eastern. And we always do something special for our subscribers on YouTube. We've got something planned. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, subscribe now because we have something planned where we're going to give something really nice away to those of you that join us here.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Here we go. This is a strategy, this haymaker. It's designed to give you a one and done, to put you on the sideline, to get you on the golf course early. Okay, here comes the link for the webinar today. Okay, we got KJ, Isaiah, Thomas, Rao. I know Marcia's here.
Order
Charles.
submitted.
Okay, 550. 550. We've got, you can see our 2-minute and our 30 range lined up in a beautiful way. So we have a multi-time frame alignment of trend on that NASDAQ. Really love to take those retracements back to the 50 on that signal A and a continuation down. Nice and tight to that 50. Let me see if I can lock in some of these profits on the ES. The ES at 1250 a tick can be, it could come back and poke you in the eye. Yeah, I'm using Pete Fusco's terminology. But you could get back those profits quick on a reversal. So it's always a good idea to monitor those ES entries when you're up nicely. There's nothing wrong with taking profits. We're getting the retracement right now. Back to the 50. See my RSI line is coming back up. You know, this is a picture perfect signal A. And why I say that is what we're anticipating is a move tighter to the 50 and then a roll back down to the downside. And that would, you could see my RSI line, I highlighted it.
Order submitted.
Now the retirement plan popped into a long trade, and it will take a counter trend trade. And it gets into these moves pretty early. Very early. Our signal A on the 30 range would pop in if it heads to the downside. Our retirement plan is off to the races on the push up. Good morning, Marcia. Okay, here we go. Let's see how this signal A does here on this trade. Let's put it on the NASDAQ 30 range signal A. We do have this area of support. This blue line signifies an area of support or resistance. In this case, it's support. And we certainly don't want to trade right into an area of support. And our strategy does have a safeguard or a filter, or technically it's called a condition, that we cannot be within 60 ticks of an area of support or resistance. That is a number that's configurable, as are all of the parameters of these strategies are completely adjustable to make it aggressive or conservative as you like. You could have a trailing stop that's a 5-tick trailing stop or a 50-tick trailing stop. You could make these strategies as aggressive or conservative as you would like. We have a team of professionals that optimizes the templates, and we do deliver them in pre-formatted templates. And I tell you, I was surprised. I thought that's what all the vendors did, but come to find out, I've talked to several of our members that have showed me what gets delivered to them, and there's no templates. There's very little instructions. Um, I want to tell you, I think it's important to know that that's not the case here. We have white glove installation. All pre-formatted templates for your charts, for your strategies, your entire workspace. We're really a very user-friendly platform. We've actually gone out of our way. Here goes gold, Ralph, to develop. Let's see if it breaks through this area here. We developed a special tool. You don't really find companies that spend time to do that. Uh, we put a lot of time and energy. Sergio, who's a master coder, developed the RLT tool, and this is a tool that will install a really complex system on your computer in seconds, not even minutes.
Order submitted.
All right, let's see if we get this short roll now. It might come back and retest this area. When it gets stuck in these sideways ranging movements, see, there's the ES is bouncing on us. This is what I was talking about earlier. 1250 a tick. We can get into some pretty nice unrealized gains, only to have it come back very quickly and erase those profits. On a big candle up, you might want to, you see it start catching some heat. You always have the ability to close the position or drag your stop. Well, I'm kind of stalling here for the market open. We got about 15 minutes left. Our black gold strategy's back in. Let's take a look. Very low volume here. I always like to look at the, I call it the "What Have You Done For Me Lately." Remember that song? What have you done for me lately? Let's take a look at the "What Have You Done For Me Lately" strategies. Black gold's up 1,400. See if we get this break here. Find my trade copiers. Ooh. Turned off my with these trade copiers. Um, I always have to remember when I'm done to turn it off. Here's the chart I was looking for. See, we have an indicator called our consolidation indicator, where we can define those sideways areas where the market goes into those sideways consolidation patterns that we were talking about earlier. You could see these blue and red lines define that channel where it gains volatility. Volatility is building up, and all of a sudden that buying pressure popped it out, and the chart flies to the upside. So I was looking at how these areas of consolidation, it takes a little bit of calculation to define this channel as to how many bars and the width of it. But just seeing how they pop out of it is very interesting.
Order submitted.
This is an indicator called the RLT consolidation indicator. You can see here it goes sideways and then boom. There's another one. Sideways action. Bam.
Order submitted.
With that particular chart on the 30 range, I put my consolidation indicator. It has to have a minimum of 6 bars, and I gave it a 50 range on a 30 range data series to define those channels. Hey, good morning, Dan. Okay, there he is. Good morning, G-Spy. Good morning, Greg. We got started a little early this morning if you're just joining us. We had that report come out. The goal was to hit a ODP. You know it. We did get about a $900 gain on the ES on that one-day pass. I must be living right to close that trade with a profit. I'm in good standing with the man upstairs because that trade that trade had a wick a mile long, both up and down, and somehow I came out of it with a $900 profit. Sometimes when you get a blessing, you don't ask questions. You get that blessing and you go. Hey, hey, there's the Kush. Good morning, Kush. Look at the ES. Slowly creeping down. Hey, hey. ODP, Dan. Yes. Oh, you hit it. Really? Man. I thought I saw that wick shoot down at first, and I didn't get to fill.
Order
Thanks for
submitted.
telling me that, Dan. Now I can really be sick. No, I'm really happy. Listen, I think I got blessed because it could have went either way. Really, it went in your favor, and that's why we did. That's the spirit of the ODP. If they're going to give us an 80 or 90% discount and the ability to pass that evaluation in one day, then why not take full advantage of it? Especially on a news report. That's the spirit of the ODP. Some people refer to it as a YOLO. In poker, it's the all-in. You see them push all their chips in the middle of the table. They say, "Let's do it." Put it all on the line. For me, it just got a bad fill, I would imagine. But not to get blown out, really a blessing. But congratulations, Dan. Enough about me. Go high or go broke. Yeah, Mark Miller, I tell you, I'm so impressed with his prop trading. Listen, to pass these evaluations, you guys, I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. There's a tremendous percentage of traders that just can't do it. They never get past that first hurdle. So to pass the evaluation is a great accomplishment. But then to take it a step further, what are the percentages of people that do pass the evaluation that get a payout? Very small. And Mark, this past week, it's a little reflection on the week that's gone by. Mark did accomplish that, and I'm just so proud of him. And listen, he took a really conservative payout. He had, in a $50,000 account, he had $12,000 or $13,000 in profit. His trailing threshold stopped at 50,000. So if he has 62,000 in the bank, he, can pull out. You want to leave yourself a little cushion, but I think he could have, if he wanted to, he could have really drained that account and took a $10,000 or $11,000 payout. A decent report for inflation expectations, still coming down. Okay, I just got the feedback from David. Let me tell you David Wise. David Wise is our professional options trader. We're down to 4 minutes. 4 minutes, we're going to get the market open here. David Wise's comments was it was a decent report for inflation expectations. It's still coming down. So he says, but it's pretty neutral for the market. Well, pre-market is going down. So We've seen in the past once the bell rings, it kind of fills in that gap. We could see here since the report. This was the candle of the report. You got a wick that had a tremendous range. Dan, did you get the winner long or short on that ES?
Order
Yeah.
submitted.
God is good, Rao. God is good. Okay, what have you done for me lately? Crude oil is at 14.10. Black gold. Let me see. Right before the market opens, let's get a good picture here. Compare it to the signal B. No. The signal A on crude oil is the way to go this week. ES had a rugged week.
Order
It
submitted.
desperately needs this win. ES had a rugged week. Wow. That gold, look at the gold 1 day pass. Wow. Very nice. Gold 1 day pass. This was the P&L for this week. It was 33% profitable, but our loser only averaged 300 bucks, and our winners averaged 3,000. Very interesting on gold. The 1 day pass on gold this week. A good one to
Order
trade.
submitted.
Talk about a risk to reward ratio. Let's see what stands out on the Nasdaq. Wow, I've got a strategy that runs on the Nasdaq this week. Um, that's at 3,300. It's leveraging a 20 Unorenco, which is really our huge Unorenco bar. It's good for swing trades. A 20 Unorenco is tremendous. You're not going to get faked out on a 20 Unorenco. It filters out all the noise. So that strategy is up $3,300. The average loser 213, average winner 521. Big week for this strategy. Let's see how the Haymaker did. Retirement plan was a little off this week. My signal B on the Nasdaq seemed like it had a pretty good week. Not great.
Order submitted.
Here we go. Here's the opening bell.
Order submitted.
About $1,800 this week on the signal B. Bot, drone, anywhere from 16 to 1,800. Okay, let's go. Let's try to get into a trade here. We got a big spike of volume. Let's let this settle down for just a moment.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Let me get to my signal. My trade copiers.
Order submitted.
Okay.
Order
So I got a
submitted.
signal A and a signal B ready to go. And I'm just watching the price action here, just watching the market on the NASDAQ.
Order submitted.
Could get
Order
a break
submitted.
here on the signal B. So I'm going to enable signal B. anticipating that break with good volume. So I'm looking for the break of support on a 30 range here, a signal B. Looks like there's a lot of selling pressure, and we could get one of those pops right through that area of support. Let's put it on the signal B account. Looks like we're going to fill in that gap now.
Order submitted.
Sorry about that. Trying to find that chart I had with the consolidation on it. Oops, sorry.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Building pressure. Building pressure. Let's get it.
Order submitted.
Push it. Let's go. Oh, it's going to do the signal A. Look at that. My gear came up on me.
Order submitted.
My RSI line is kind of in no man's land right now. Let's see what happens.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
The ES. Pop right in long. Ooh, look at that big move down on gold. Yep. Let's turn this off for a minute before we wind. Okay, let's wait for something to set up here. I missed that trade on gold. Rao, did you get the gold trade?
Order submitted.
Crude oil. This is kind of what happened yesterday. It just never broke through and then reversed. I think it was headed long at first and then it went short. Good volume still. Let's see if we can get into a long trade. Why not? Let's give it a shot.
Order
There we
submitted.
go. Let's give it a shot. Let's fill in that gap from this morning.
Order submitted.
Go ahead up. Go ahead up.
Order submitted. Order submit. Order
Let's try it
submitted.
again. Come on. Let's go. Get up there.
Order submitted.
Hmm.
Order submitted.
Come on. Push up now. Go ahead. There you go. Okay. Don't come back now.
Order submitted.
All right. Let's pause for just a moment. I took two small losers. We're down about 230. I'm down about 230.
Order submitted.
Up 690 on one and down 230 on three or four others. Yes. Hey Dan, I was wondering, your ES trade on that one-day pass, was that a long trade or a short trade that you won? That you got the winner? Look at that beautiful reversal here, right off the bounce, right off the 50 on the 2 minute. This might be setting up here nicely for a short roll. Let's keep our eye on this here. My Laguerre is still buried right down here. And my 2 minute rolled right off the 50.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Let's look at the signal A. I see this cross coming.
Order submitted.
Oh, it's in. Signal A, AI drone. Oh, that's the MNQ.
Order submitted.
Okay, we're in this trade long. One more time to the upside. See if we can get some follow through on this one. Go ahead, push up now.
Order submitted.
Come on. Get one. Let's get one. Come on now. Some follow through. Push it up. There we go. Come on. Some follow through for us here on this trade. Come on now. Let's go. Get up there. Don't come back now. There we go. I'm going to squeeze it a little tighter now. All right. And put us back on the board. All right, we're back in the green now. You can see on my trade copier that put us, I squeezed it tight on this Friday morning, maybe to my detriment. But you know what? Pete Fusco said, better to take half a loaf than a poke in the eye. So that put us on nicely. Let's see if we can get one more trade. Got everything off. Let's wait for one more nice setup. Could be this, if this continues up. Look at this crude oil trade. These are the two strategies. My what have you done for me latelys have been the crude. Now this is a perfect time to pin this to my modified fast. I see it's up $400 or $500 on the trade. I don't want to squeeze it too tight, but I certainly don't want to give back all my profits either. So now I've got it pinned. My stop is pinned. But what I was saying was that these are the what have you done for me latelys. The 30 range signal B, that happened to be a signal A, the haymaker, and crude oil. The haymaker and crude oil. Look at the Dow. Whoa, the Dow's been hot lately too. Let me pull up that Dow. Look at that Dow. Hit the 1-day pass. The Dow signal B AI drone. If I would have stuck in there.
Order submitted.
We're going to go to 10:30 this morning. It's about 9:48.
Order submitted.
Good burst of volume right there. The Dow's been selling off, it seems, all week. Let's see if we can get into this profit window. The profit window I was explaining before is once we get tight to this profit target, my stop is going to squeeze the trade. It should. There it goes. Just squeezed it. So once we get that close to the profit target, we're not going to give it back. The stop squeezed it and locked in those profits to put us up $1,200 on the Dow. So the Dow came right to the top of our leaderboard. The Dow 1-day pass has been red hot. I was actually talking with Marcia yesterday about it. And NASDAQ's still going up. Oh, that long move on the NASDAQ. Ouch. I know Mark Miller would have got that one. He would not have touched that stuff for nothing. Oh, look at that entry we had. Just a beautiful entry. Oh. Oh, my goodness. My goodness gracious. If you don't know what I'm looking at, it's this entry we took. And I'm out here, which was nice. But yeah, we got some nice trades. I mismanaged that one, obviously. But like I was saying earlier, we're never going to lose money closing a winning trade. We left some money on the table. Had I left it alone, I would have had a full winner, I'm sure. It was a beautiful entry. You're right, Rao. Uh, you couldn't ask for anything more picture perfect than that. We had the retracement back to the 50 and the continuation up on a green 50, and we were off to the races. They gave us that head fake at the market open. It looked like it was trying to push down through that area of support, only to reverse and fly to the upside. So they gave us the old 1-2, the old hokey dokey.
Order submitted.
Hmm. Had a feeling about that short roll on gold too.
Order submitted.
You could see this trade copier. Um, when I first added it to the workspace, listen, I'm kind of new at prop trading. I'm not going to lie.
Order
I'd never
submitted.
used a trade copier before, and a few weeks ago, or last week actually, when I added it, I wasn't used to it, and I kind of slipped on a banana peel, so to speak. And I made a bonehead move a few times and blew out all my prop accounts just because it was just a new tool to the workspace and I wasn't used to it. Um, and after speaking to the developer of it, who happens to be Joe Wise with Affordable Indicators, makes a really great trade copier, and he, you know, told me the reality of it, that it was a user error, and he was right. And he told me what I had done wrong, and he hit the nail on the head. And ever since I had that conversation with him, it's been going flawless for me. And it's really a nice tool. Take a look at the leaderboard today. You can see we're in the green. It was hard to pick a loser.
Order submitted.
Hard to pick a loser today.
Order submitted.
My thoughts on the NQ, Suit? The NQ, my thoughts on the NQ are it came to the top of my leaderboard this week. The signal B specifically. We were very consistent. I traded 3 days here on YouTube. I think we won all 3 days on the NASDAQ 30 range. And it did extremely well on the 1 day passes. Also, I saw yesterday on Marcia's computer, she hit two 1 day passes on the NASDAQ 30 range yesterday. She was up just under $6,000. And, Marcia, she, let me see if I can find. She came from the Forex uh, markets, trading Forex. She had never traded futures, let alone a prop account. And let me tell you something. The second week that she's been trading this system, this is her dashboard from yesterday. This you could see her Nasdaq 50,000 was up $5,800. She had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight Apex accounts that were anywhere from $800 to $2,000. This is someone that never traded futures. Never traded futures. And I'm just so happy and excited and proud of the results that she's been getting. Look at that cross again. Jumped right back in. Am I in it? No, my copier was off. So I'm not in this trade on the copier. I wish I was. On a Friday morning, I'm really hesitant about taking another trade. I can't tell you how many Fridays things have gone really south for me. And I say on Friday afternoon, why didn't I just stop? So there was a lot of concern, which I think is, valid. With trading an automated system, that's always the question, the elephant in the room. Hey, are you able to trade this system using Apex? Well, the answer is yes. It's a semi-automated system. You're in complete control of the conditions of the entries. You're in complete control of managing the position. This system is considered a semi-automated system. And the proof in the pudding was Mark Miller's payout trading this system. So let me tell you, for prop trading, or even if you trade a live account, this system has the potential to be a game changer in your trading career. I consider myself pretty close to terrible, being a terrible trader. The only thing that makes me halfway decent is I know right line trading system, and I know the entries, and I've got that nailed. Look at that trade. Boy, I caught that spike of volume. Oh, and I turned off my trade copier. Look at this. Wow, did that launch? Holy moly. Wow. Well, those are my thoughts on the NASDAQ right there. Marcia, don't trade it anymore. If you did too much, it's okay. You just don't want to risk anymore. What I would do is turn that off. Turn the strategy off that's running your evaluation that passed. So it sounds like Marcia passed another evaluation. So her goal is to get 20 PA accounts, and you know what? She's going to do it. So you saw how fast, Sood, you saw how fast that NASDAQ can put you on the board. Yes, it will pull in some losers. I think the way today's session went, really how we designed the system is to take small losers and then get into the home run and stop for the day. That's really the spirit of this system. With our risk to reward ratio, at a 4-to-1 or 5-to-1, even up to a 9-to-1 on some of these strategies, you may pull in a few small losers, but if you stick to your game, and with one good trade, you'll be on the sideline with a nice green account. Now, if you are somebody, this is the results for today. If you're somebody that does have the time to sit in front of your charts, like we do every morning here on YouTube, I kind of time my entries. When I like the setup, I enable my trade copier. I know what my triggers are. A lot of people say, well, how do you do that? One is what have you done for me lately? NinjaTrader has an extremely powerful tool in their trade performance. If I go to new trade performance, it's going to pop up something that looks just like this. Man, what just happened? Holy moly. New all-time high. Holy moly, look at that. You can see we're running up the score, in a big way with this move up. I was too busy blabbing my mouth. Marcia had a great question. She said, what happens if you make too much money? Those are the kind of questions I love to hear. Boom. We got in the profit window on the E-mini just now. We just hit our profit window. So we're not going to give back very much on that trade. We're going to be assured to be a really nice profit. I'll show you the settings. Let me just see what the stock market's doing. Wow, this system just has me so excited, I tell you. I love to be able to trade it every day. Talk about having an edge. Let's see what positions we're currently in. Look at the crude oil trade. Holy moly. That's gold. Wrong instrument. The black gold, the name strategies are our static strategies. The ones that have the AI leveraged into them are the Signal A and B. So this Signal A AI drone is the one that we have the AI integration, where it's going to dynamically move your stop and targets. Let me show you the settings for those. Yeah, the ES needed that trade. Really happy to see the ES have a good day today. It was a bit of a rugged week for the ES. It's one of our better strategies. So today I put it right back in the game. Congratulations, Marcia. Congratulations. I was going to show you the settings for the Signal C. Somebody asked me, NQ8U Signal C. think that's my prime time. Bear with me. I was up late last night watching the debate. Got a bit of a headache. Here it is. 8U. Holy moly, look at the Unarenko chart. Look at that move up on the Unarenko. Holy moly. Here you go. Shoot. The NQ signal B is, I was saying earlier, that's, right now it's, for me, it's our hottest strategy. That strategy went to town today. Unfortunately, I closed my trade early, but I'll tell you what, whoever asked me for this setting, Michael, I'll share that with you. You're a member of ours, so I'm going to share this with you in the Discord when I'm done. That hit our profit target today, so I'm going to disable it. So with that, going back to where I was before, we're going to trade the hottest strategies that we have in our live account. We continue to run the full portfolio. The system comes set up in completely separate accounts for every single strategy. And using the NinjaTrader performance, I always look at what have you done for me lately. I look for this week. Hey, what's hot this week? And those come to the top of my radar. That holds some weight. Also historically, on a longer term time frame, how is that performance? How is the performance of it on a month or 2 months or 6 months? How good is that strategy historically? We start all of the strategies off pre-market. The leaders come right to the top of our leaderboard, and this is kind of how they come above our radar. This is the true "what have you done for me lately?" Not just going back a few days, but the current session. And when they come up on the leaderboard, I'll make an assessment of which market I'm going to trade. I put it on my trade copier, and that's the one we key in on. I'm just afraid to get into this trade now. It's just so far off, overbought. I'll get in and go long, and it'll make a big retracement. I think this one passed me by. It happened really fast. Just so happened we were in a trade when that spike of volume hit. I was going to check the stock market. I wanted to see what this position did. Nvidia's up nicely. It's up It's up to 127 and change. I was watching one of the presentations on the summit yesterday, and one of the speakers was talking about artificial intelligence. And he's a really good stock analysis. He does some really good analysis of the stock markets, and he's really keen on the AI stocks, including Nvidia. He likened it to like the Bitcoin, like the like the dot-com bubble and the Bitcoin revolution. The new one is the AI revolution. The power of AI is wow. I think we're just scratching the surface too. So I have to agree with them. I kind of learned something new that's a new mind blower every day. Learning more and more about the possibilities with artificial intelligence, and seeing the new integrations that are coming out with this trading system. It's really exciting. Are you referring to me? Marcia Rao is asking if you're from Spain. She has a beautiful accent. I'm not sure where she's from though. Here we go. Here's a cross on crude oil. We could have another short roll coming. So we've reached an all-time high on the S&P 500. We're up at 5582. I don't want to say anything that's not true. Let me check that. I'm kind of parroting what I read. All-time high on S&P. Wow, look at that chart. Incredible. Yeah, it's true. You can see this chart here on the S&P. Starting back in 1940, it looks like. And this is where we are today. So it does look like we did reach an all-time high. Mm. All right. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of wrap it up a little bit early today. I'm going to take my profits and run. The markets kind of ran away, and I'm just too afraid to get into this environment here. There could be a retracement coming, and if I go long, it might be right when I go long, knowing my luck. But I hope that today at 1 o'clock you'll join me at the presentation. And I just want to highlight our leaderboard. This week, let me show you the leaders for the week. We know black gold. I show you black gold, 1447. Um,
Order submitted.
let's see where the Nasdaq came back. Someone asked me about the Nasdaq. NASDAQ this week. From the 24th to the 28th, signal B is at $2,633. Now that's trading one contract.
Order submitted.
That's trading one. For the week on my prime time, it's only up 746. That's the 8-unit Renko.
Order submitted.
My signal B bot is up 2,500. My signal A is red for the week. So my signal A didn't have nearly as good of a week as my signal B. Signal B is that trend trading strategy. Once the Laguerre is locked to the top or the bottom, it's going to jump in the trade. Now the retirement plan just took that reversal. Let's watch this trade and then we'll call it a day. Curious to see what happens here. Let's see what Robert's strategy is. Took any trades, Robert? This thing might just continue right on up. Could pop in on a signal A entry on the 30 range right now.
Order submitted.
Roberts, the strategy I have, the copy I have of yours, Robert, is just down a nominal $200. Surprised it didn't. Oh, it probably wasn't in our time window there, was it? That 9:30 to 10 window. Our 2-minute retirement plan did take that long entry. It got wicked out, it looks like. Yeah, look at that. Got in right here. Got wicked out and then just launched.
Order submitted.
I gotta, listening to the experts, Mark, and seeing what this AI is capable of. I I gotta agree with you. His exact words yesterday is he said we're witnessing the AI revolution. That this thing is bigger than Bitcoin and the dot-com bubble. He had a couple of really great analogies that are slipping my mind right now. And the gentleman that was talking, his name is Oscar Carboni. He's really talented at calling direction. He sees the geometry of the charts, and he's really good insight. So I put some weight on his opinion. But yeah, what got me going, Mark, was the couple weekends ago, and there's CEO, I think he's a CEO, Huang, did a conference, and he was saying what's to come and what they're doing, and I was like, wow, that's incredible. I was blown away by what he had to say.
Order submitted.
Haymaker's right back in. Ah, got wicked out. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you again for joining me this morning. We got started a little early, so I'm going to end a little early.
Order
Um,
submitted.
I want to just take a minute to wish everybody a great weekend. I want to put the link one more time for today's webinar at 1, and I'm going to have some breakfast and get prepared for that. I want to be able to give you some really great information. So today at 1 o'clock, we're going to do if you want to learn more about the AI Auto Trader, bigger than the automobile. That's pretty big. I hope you're right, Mark.
Order submitted.
I hope you're right. I think you are. I've heard some people say, "Oh, this is a bubble and it's going to burst and it's going to come crashing down," but I don't see that. Um, the potential is just mind-boggling what this thing is going to do, and I know Nvidia is getting ready to release some new technology, and those chips that they're making, any other company that is going to develop AI, they need those chips. And with this new framework that they have coming out, if anyone wants the latest technology, they're coming through. They're going to have to come through Nvidia. It was a short. Unbelievable, Dan. Mine went short too, but like I said, I didn't get the fill. I saw the wick shoot straight down. I thought I got it. But thank you for that information. I really appreciate it. All right, I put the link in for today at 1 o'clock, and I hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Thanks again for joining me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.